Can you believe it's been 50 years since this movie came out? It actually made its premiere in New York this day 50 years ago and would expand more later on. But I've decided to celebrate its 50th anniversary for its release in New York. So prepare yourselves for a little bit of a touchdown as I bring to you a review of the original version of The Longest Yard. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Noel, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1974 prison sports dramedy flick The Longest Yard, released by Paramount, directed by Robert Aldrich, written by Tracy Keenan Wynn, based on a story by producer Albert S. Ray, starring Burt Reynolds along with A. Albert, Ed Lauter, Michael Conrad, and James Hampton. Now, the film was released as The Mean Machine in the UK and South Africa. The film follows a former NFL player recruiting a group of prisoners and playing football against their guards. Features many real-life football players, including one from the Green Bay Packers. The film was released on New York, well, on this day in New let me rephrase that. It came out in New York on this day, August 21st, 1974. So henceforth, I consider this to be the film's 50th anniversary. Now, this has been remade like 3 times, but I'll get to that in a little bit, okay? Let's get into our story. Former star pro football quarterback Paul Wrecking Crew walks out on his wealthy girlfriend Melissa in Palm Beach, Florida. After taking her Citroen SM without permission and leading police on a car chase and subsequent attack of 2 police officers, Crew is sentenced to 18 months in Citrus State Prison. The convicts disrespect Crew because he was dismissed from the NFL for point shaving. The warden, Rudolph Hazen, is a football fanatic who manages a semi-pro team of prison guards. He wants Crew to help coach the team and clinch a championship. Responding to pressure from the head guard and coach, Captain Wilhelm Nauer, a reluctant Crew eventually agrees to play in an exhibition game. Crew forms a prison team that includes Samson, a former professional weightlifter, and Kai Schuckner, a killer and martial arts expert. Aided by the clever caretaker, former professional player Nate Scarborough, and the first black inmate willing to play Granny Granville, plus long-term prisoner Pop and the warden's amorous secretary Miss Toot, Crew molds a team nicknamed the Mean Machine. He agrees to play quarterback himself. After witnessing Granny being harassed by some of the prison guards without breaking, the black inmates decide to volunteer their services and join the team. Unger, one of the prison trustees, persistently asks Crew if he can replace Caretaker as manager of the team, which Crew refuses to do. In retaliation, Unger attempts to kill Crew by fashioning a homemade bomb from a light bulb filled with a combustible fluid designed to detonate inside Crew's cell when he turns on the light. But Caretaker is killed instead when he enters Crew's cell to retrieve some papers. Unger locks the cell door, preventing rescue. Hazen sternly lectures Crew's teammates about the consequences of any attempted escape after the game. Afterward, Crew re-energizes the team with a surprise, presenting them with professional uniforms stolen from the guards by Caretaker before he was killed. They charge onto the field in their new uniforms, angering the guards and Hazen. I'm going to go ahead and go to the final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to time below. As I count down now, if you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The Mean Machine starts out well, and at halftime the game is close. The guards lead 15-13. Hazen threatens Crew as an accessory to Caretaker's murder unless Crew loses the game to the guards by at least 21 points. Crew reluctantly agrees, but only if Hazen promises not to hurt the other prisoners. Hazen agrees once we have the 21 points, but he betrays him by telling Nauer to have his team inflict as much physical punishment on the prisoners as humanly possible as soon as they are ahead by 21 points. Now, certain that the guards would win, reluctantly complies. Crew makes deliberate mistakes, putting the Mean Machine down by more than 3 touchdowns, 35-13, then takes himself out of the game. The guards gladly injure several of the prisoners, and Crew's teammates feel betrayed. Depressed, Crew asks Pop if it was worth punching Hazen, who was a guard when Pop was younger and spending 3 years in prison. He says, yes, for me it was. This rejuvenates Crew. He goes back into the game, but the prisoners refuse to cooperate with him until he convinces them of his change of heart. The Mean Machine gets back into the game, trailing 35-30. One of their touchdowns scored by Nate despite his bad knee, and he is immediately cut down and crippled by guard Bogdansky. As he is wheeled off the field, Nate tells Crew to screw Hazen and win the game. Crew takes Bogdansky out of the game by twice throwing the ball with full force into Bogdansky's genital area. Crew scores the winning touchdown with no time left, and the Mean Machine wins 36-35. As the prisoners celebrate, Crew walks across the field towards the departing crowds. Hazen reportedly orders Nauer to shoot him because he thinks Crew is trying to escape. Excuse me. Nauer hesitates due to his newfound respect for Crew, was actually retrieving a football. Disgusted at what he almost did, Nauer hands the rifle back to Hazen, saying, "Game ball." And Crew returns to the crestfallen Hazen with the ball, telling him, "Stick this in your trophy case." Crew walks into the stadium tunnel with Pop, who says, "I knew you could do it." End of story. So, what did I think of The Longest Yard? I think this film's really good. Now, although I have seen one of its remakes a few more times than this, but I've actually come to like this version. The original version was really fun and what have you. And this is probably one of Burt Reynolds' earlier films that I've seen before he even did Smokey and the Bandit. I know he's done some other films before that film, which I definitely need to look into. But anyway, this film did so well, and it went on to make 43 million overall at the box office. The film holds a 76% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, saying equal parts tough and funny and led by a perfectly cast Burt Reynolds. The film has an interesting political subtext and an excellent climax, even if it takes too long to get there. Well, New York Times called the film a terrible picture, with prison guards that behave like leering sci-fi monsters, and Reynolds doing a lumbering imitation of Marlon Brando in the film On the Waterfront. However, Variety declared it an outstanding action drama combining the brutish excitement of football competition with the brutalities of contemporary prison life. Burt Reynolds again asserts his genuine star power here as a former football pro forced to field a team under blackmail of Warden Eddie Albert. The New Yorker wrote that Reynolds was perfect in this brutal comic fantasy about a football game between crazily ruthless convicts and crazily ruthless guards. For all its bone crunching collisions, the picture is almost irresistibly good natured and funny. Gene Siskel for the Chicago Tribune wrote that director Robert Aldrich is effective in portraying black inmates as a world apart in the prison system. It's the one realistic element in this old fashioned brutal drama. Definitely, yeah. I am gonna say this film was just so fun in one of you, and I really liked it. If I had liked one of its later remakes, which was released in 2005, starring Adam Sandler and also featuring Reynolds as Nate Scarborough, which eventually became a big hit at the box office, as it also had Chris Rock and several others. I'll talk about that film next year for its anniversary. But that was the second remake. The first remake was the 2001 British film Mean Machine, which was a shortened version of the title used for the original's UK release, which starred Vinnie Jones, who, of course, this was before he even appeared in Eurotrip and X-Men The Last Stand. In 2015, there was an Egyptian film called Captain Musser. I'm really not too sure what that one's like, though. But anyway, I found the original version of The Longest Yard to be such a great film and a great classic. And it has a pretty good score done by Frank Duvall, who, of course, you may know, who had done music for movies as well as TV shows like The Brady Bunch, which, of course, happened to have been canceled the same year. Actually, I think right before this, well, just right after this movie came out, actually, as a matter of fact. But anyway, yeah. But he does an exceptionally good job with the score. Now, for our cast, we have Burt Reynolds playing Paul Crewe. He's good in what have you. I was surprised. This I think is the only film of his I've seen him without his signature stash. Yeah, if you catch my drift, the mustache. That's what I'm saying. A. Albert, who I know best of TV's Green Acres fame, played Rudolph Hazen. I'm going to say he was really, really good, and I liked his performance. Ed Lauter played Wilhelm Nauer. I'm saying he was real good. Michael Conrad played Nate Scarborough. He was good. James Hampton, whom we sadly lost him back in 2021. Yeah. Um, I know Burt Reynolds and A. Albert, they're no longer with us as well. Rest in peace to all of them. And maybe to others who have passed away. I'm not real going to check on all of them anyway. Um, James Hampton did a great job in playing Caretaker, aka James Farrell. He was so good in this. Harry Caesar played Granny Granville, really good. John Stedman as Pop, good. Charles Tyner playing Unger, yeah. Let's see. We have Bernadette Peters playing Miss Toot. Yeah, she was good. And there's even Richard Keel before he played Jaws in a couple of James Bond films. Though he was credited as Dick Keel, he plays the character Samson. And there's a host of others. With so many big names and what have you, I think the original version of The Longest Yard was really something. I do like the 2005 Adam Sandler remake as well. It's good too. So again, I will be reviewing that next year for its anniversary. So overall, I think The Longest Yard from 1974 is a definite touchdown for 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 various moviegoers who are into something like this, or if they're into Burt Reynolds or something like that. So it's got a good story. It's got a great cast, great score. Robert Aldrich does a great job with his direction. So overall, I like The Longest Yard from 1974. But would I recommend it? I'd say hell yeah, go for it. I mean, if you've never knew this even existed and you've seen the Adam Sandler remake, shame. But I would recommend you check it out. But if you have seen The Longest Yard from 1974, let me know what you thought about in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow, make the views grow. Next time, I'll be bringing to you a review of Wild Things 2. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films with Burt Reynolds that I've reviewed. I'll go ahead and give you one of my earlier vids, and that's the Smokey and the Bandit review. Or you can check out my review of the Dukes of Hazzard movie from 2005. Or if you'd like another football film, check out my review of the film starring the star of the 2005 Longest Yard remake, Sam Sandler as the Water Boy. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.